Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning, good evening, and good afternoon to everybody around the world. Welcome back to another One Piece video featuring your boy, Enel. Get ready for a very, very spicy deck profile featuring OP09 here on the channel, let alone a leader in which I am very much excited to showcase, and everybody's favorite yellow deck, Enel. Get ready for it. It's going to be pretty fun. I'm going to try my best to get as many matches as I can against some of the top tier meta decks in today's format, and I'm going to show you how we go about doing it, and that includes Blackbeard. Now, at the end of the day, Enel, no one likes him. I'm sorry. They think his passive ability is too strong. They think the deck is too cliche, too cracked. It is what it is. Going into OP09, we haven't really gained very many tools at all, to be fair. Enel is not as strong in 09 as he once was in previous sets. And that's because we haven't got a lot of support outside of OP07 with 10-drop Ace. That's pretty much it. Now, this leader is still very powerful in all of the right hands. He's still a top-tier contender. In any case, today we are going to be diving into a list I've been cooking up. I want to show you guys something relatively spicy that works into every deck into the format. Now, with that being said, this is going to be the shell of the Enel list that we are going to be playing with today. Most of these cards are kind of, you know, you gotta have them. Outside of Jewelry Bonnie here. And you may also notice that we are not running like Nami or Onami. Which is a little weird, right? Considering that Nami allows you to pop a 5-cost character, sure. Nami allows you to pop a 5-cost character by trashing a trigger in your hand, and then you're able to draw a card you have 3 cards or less. I felt like this Nami was not as powerful in Enel as it should be. Don't get me wrong, it's still very much used in a lot of Enel decks out there, but considering we always have a lot of cards in hand, because we like to take life, you know, I don't often get the draw mechanic as much as I'd want. That's not to say this card's bad in this deck by any means whatsoever. I just chose to go a different route. And I didn't choose to go Onami, which you very much can. I chose to go Jewelry Bonnie. And the reason being is some of our endgame pieces are going to utilize Jewelry Bonnie a lot more than the other two. And in place of the other two, I decided to go for the Egghead Luffy. This allows me to remove the 4-cost blockers like the Rebecca, the Vasco shot, any problematic character that I need to just get rid of to go in for my opponent's life. Luffy can handle outside of Sabo, right? That's relative to the current format. And I guess Queen, but Queen's not really a problem. Now, with that being said, he's also a trigger, so you can also play this off your life, which typically, being a 4-life leader, going down to 1 life for Enel's ability is relatively easy to do. Therefore, you should always be able to draw cards with Luffy, which is nice. Now, Jewelry Bonnie, on the other hand, will replace the Namis for me. You could argue you could play with Shirahoshi as well. Yes, you can. If you don't have access to Jewelry Bonnie or you'd rather play Shirahoshi instead, go for it. I opted to go with Jewelry Bonnie because it's cheaper as a 3 cost versus a 5 cost with a Shirahoshi, because there are those awkward times where you want to play Shirahoshi down and try to fix your hand. With Jewelry Bonnie, you can essentially just stack a Dawn on this and then go all in with Enel. Because a lot of the times, we aren't playing characters on board into the late game, so you often have extra Dawn just to stack on Enel and try to go face, triggering Bonnie's ability. It happens more often than you might think. Now, you may have noticed we have 7 cards here, or 8 cards here that we haven't showcased just yet. First of all, we're going to talk about the elephant in the room, and that will be Enel. 7-drop. I feel like this card isn't played as much as it should be in this meta and or going forward, due to the fact that he's similar to Portgas D Ace for red. Now, if I can spell, Ace allows you to do the exact same thing as Enel, except for this character loses 2,000 power instead of being removed. Enel allows you to trash a card off your life to make this guy stay on board. Same effect, just different ways of applying it. But at the end of the day, Enel also has Rush, which playing against Blackbeard is very, very strong. Because most Blackbeard players often play their leader ability just willy-nilly, or they try to play it on curve. It doesn't matter if you are trying to win the game off the back of your 7-drop Enel. This can't be stopped. This is going through, this is doing damage. Every Blackbeard deck in today's format typically runs about 8 2k counters. Some of them often will run 10 if they're added in, like the Toy Soldier. But with that being said, this still typically gets the attacks in, and there's a lot of pressure in the early game. Being able to go first with Enel and or second, you should be able to get down 2 Enels before they get down to the 10 cost. That's a lot of pressure your opponent has to deal with. Now, how else can we do this? Well, there's one card that I think everybody and their brother sleeps on, and this is Kami. You're able to put up to 1 7-cost Enel from your hand or trash into play, then trash the top of your life until it equals 1. Similar to Raigo here, you trash your life till it equals 1, but you kill anything on board. This allows you to get your Enels back from trash. This allows you to get your Enel back if he gets sent to trash, KO'd, attacked into, what have you. The only other way that you can't get them back from the trash is if they bottom deck them with a blue card, right? Let's be fair. Now, how often does this come up? Quite frequently. When your opponent drops that 10 cost each on board, you can go ahead and pop that Raigo, then you can go ahead and activate Kami here, get yourself an Enel from the trash or from your hand, and then attack with your board state, play down another 7 cost Enel, and just keep the pressure on. This is very, very fun to do. It's very aggressive, and a lot of people don't expect it, and you can get away with it very easily in Enel, considering our passive ability. This allows you to have multiple lives. You're really a 4-life leader with a broken passive that allows you to go past the capabilities of 4-life, which is really, really good. We will be keeping the usual 8-cost Katakuris and 9-cost Yamatos. I don't think I can do the list or do any Enel variation without these characters. Of course, with the 10-drop ace. But, with that being said, we are going to dive into a bunch of games today. Hope you guys are ready for this one. Let's get into it. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. We're going to dive into a bunch of games today. Coming at you guys with Enel, playing into Perona and OP09. Let's see if this deck can cook up here. Unfortunately for us, Perona can't really rest a lot of our stuff, because we don't play a lot of things on board other than Shirahoshi, or maybe a trigger from Monkey D. Luffy or Frankie. We're not really putting a lot of characters on board here. So she will have to use cost reduction to remove a lot of our stuff here. That's not to say that this match is going to be easy by any means, because she does have access to the 9-drop Kaido and the 10-cost Teach, which can be a problem. Big bodies that we have to try to swing over and or deal with. And she's able to remove characters on board or stop them from attacking with both of those characters' abilities. Uta. Interesting. Speaking of Luffy, we'll go ahead and pop Uta then. I don't want to have to deal with that spice. That's actually really, really cool, now that I think about it. Speaking of late game. Do we really care about Momo? I guess. Just feels really weird to attack into that, to be honest. We'll pass turn here. Don Krieg. I love it. Pretty aggressive. 5k lead. Yeah, that's fine. Get another Enel. So Krieg has that double attack. Thankfully, he doesn't have Banish, so I can safely take both of the hits and then get 2 cards to hand. Okay, we'll go up to 7. Let's go 5 lead. And do we play Enel here on curve, or we just play Luffy down? And then a Shirahoshi. Let's play Enel. Let's go for it. Let's get another damage in. Perhaps. Okay, so that's 3k counter. We got 2 cards out of hand for that too. So she's at 6. Sabo. Okay. So I think Don Krieg will probably go 10k and or a big hit here. There's no reason for him to go 8. She should just swing 5 and then go 10 with Krieg. Yep, there we go. Go 5 lead. This really doesn't necessarily matter. We can take this hit as well, or we can give her the Shirahoshi. We get a trigger for the Frankie. And this is fine too. Darn. If only she would have attacked first with Krieg. That would have been pretty good. What don't we need here? I'm not really feeling Katakuri right now, I'll be honest. Luffy's not going to get value either. But it'd be what it'd be. At least we got another big body. Just in case she plays something down like Gecko Morio or something, then Katakuri can deal with that. 5 in hands. I think we just poke her before we play other characters down. Let's go 5 to face. Maybe we can force the block here. Nice. 5 to face again. I'm going to ignore board as long as I possibly can. I don't really care about the Don Krieg or the Sabo. Can I get 8k? No, I cannot. Alright. Let's put Frankie back on top of life. We'll pass turn over. That's not what I initially planned on doing, but I decided to go that route considering she decided to take both hits. If she decided to guard, I probably would have played down the Enel and went for another 7k swing. 5 lead. This is fine to take the Frankie. But we'll counter out of this one, and then we'll take the next hit. Oh, okay. Never mind. Weird. That is really weird, but okay. Alright, so we're at 10. 2 blockers on board. Katakuri can't swing. So we'll go 5 lead first. Get the Sabo. This should get cards out of hand here. Or she'll block. Fair. There's no point in playing ace here. Because we don't heal up. But I'm also not in any danger. But this is probably the better swing just to go 10k with the rush here. So put you to 0 life. Nice. Now she does have 4 attacks. But I still don't think it's possible for her to even go for game here. There's Dofi. She might have been able to attempt it. Play a Frankie down, draw into another Frankie. 7k lead. And then we have another 12k swing with Teach and a 6 with Sabo. We get the Jewelry Bonnie. Cool. We'll do Bonnie first. Okay. We can drop the Katakuri. Or the 4 cost. Let's drop Katakuri here instead. And then we can get rid of the 4 cost event. I think it's all or nothing here, really. Okay. Go 5. There's no way that you don't have 10k counter. Or enough for this swing, my bad. Okay. So she lives one more turn. Oh, never mind. Well, good game, good game. Let's dive into another one real quick. Normally I would have just dodged this matchup and looked for something else here, but I think King can hold his own against Enel, especially considering we don't play a lot of characters on board in the early game, and he's also a late game deck that does ramp a little bit faster than me, of course. And he has means to remove my big characters on board, so this should be a good matchup here. Unfortunately, though, our hand is not the best. We did get to go second, so we should be able to play into Ace and Katakuri here easier, but still. I don't know what type of deck he's running. He might just try to go very, very aggressive early. Can we get a Flampe? No, we can't. Alright, buddy, you got me. Can't do a whole lot, can we? He did get an ulti, though, off the first search of Queen. Which... Huh. I don't know how I feel about this. So he's looking to get as many characters on board as possible, I would assume. Goes 5. Unless he's just going to starve me out from cards. Okay. Alright, so this king, this matchup might not go in his favor then. If he's already using his leader ability before he hits 10 Dawn, that already put him back a turn, which is not great. Go 8 lead. Sure. It's down to 3. He does have quite a bit in hand here. But he goes back up to 4 Dawn. He would have been at 6 if he didn't use his leader ability. So necessarily, I don't think using that ability last turn was a good idea. There's not a lot of cards he can play here. Unless he has like an ulti page 1 combo, realistically. But he'll still lose the Dawn and go back up to 4 with Onigashima. We have enough for Luffy here as well to play him down next turn and wipe anything he decides to put on board here. Going to 1 life early though. Okay, so he does utilize this. Cool. I'll take that. This turn we can drop down the Luffy, and pop the ulti, and then we can go, what, 6 to face? Okay, gives me a Black Maria. So we know he has 4 other cards in hand. One of them would be the ulti from OP09. So now he's at 6 Dawn. Again, he would have been 8 this turn. Goes to 7 with the ramp. You have options to... You have a lot of options on this turn with King, actually. But he has no setup for board removal. And I don't have to worry about Jack next turn either, I don't think. I'll give you the Bonnie for now. Shirahoshi might have a little value here. This still will be a tough matchup for me if I cannot establish a board here soon. Or a board before he hits up the 10 Dawn, I think. There's a Katakuri. I don't really mind dropping the Yamato or Katakuri here. It's not necessarily too bad. Or we can just drop the Enel as well. We can get this back later with our event, which is pretty solid. Katakuri can remove some big bodies that he might be able to play here, like Gecko Moria and some other things, if he's running Gecko in this list. Okay, so he minuses a Dawn to play Queen down. So he'll go to 8 Dawn instead of 9 next turn. There's ulti. Now I do not know any other cards that he has in hand here. Alright, so we go up to 8. Let's go 5 to page 1. This should block with Queen. I doubt he gives me cards in hand here with King right now. Yep. We could play Yamato and pop. Sorry, we can't play Yamato. I guess we play Katakuri instead. We'll put Flampe on top of life here. So we'll heal up. We'll pass it over. I think Kata can probably survive a turn here. Unless he has Jack and Ice Age in hand. If Kata does survive, this could be huge. And we have a way to remove the Jack if this is a Jack play. This potentially could be Moria as well. Get an ulti Moria down would be pretty spooky right now. Ragnarok. Okay. That's a card I kind of forgot about, but that'll do the job. That's fine. Six lead. That's fine. This gives us our Flampe back. I don't think he'll attack me with Queen. He'll probably just go 7k with King, if anything. Okay, I spoke too soon. A little weird. Definitely consider we go into 10 Dawn next turn and we have enough to drop Yamato just to pop the page 1 on board. Let's go 7. We have to guard out. Actually, we don't have to guard out because we'll heal up with Yamato as well, but it's better to just do so. Alright, let's go 5 first into page 1 before we do anything else here. I don't want to potentially give him a card if he decides to take life, but I think he'll guard this out. And he's probably going to bet on Ace coming down instead. Okay, so it gives me a 2k. Which tells me he doesn't have any 1k counters in hand or he didn't want to give them to me. Perhaps dropping Yamato is not the correct play, though. I think it's better for us to drop Ace and just clear the Queen. We'll gain a life, and we'll still be able to kill something on board either way. Nice. Cool. The next turn, our Yamato can pop something a little bit bigger here. If Ace survives. Okay, there's a Kaido. You can't kill Ace without an Ice Age. So there's King's ability. So Ace is at an 8. One Dawn open. So yeah, Ice Age should be coming down here. Then he'll trash my Ace, and I'll have to get rid of a card in hand as well. Not a bad play. But thankfully we have the removal for the Kaido here. And my opponent is running out of cards in hand because we haven't really been hitting life at all. Which is huge for us. We don't really need a third Yamato, so that'll work out. Would you like to give me more cards? You would. Thank you. Ooh. I could draw 2 trash one. We could do that. But you know what? We're going to hold it. Because we have Enel in the trash. This way we can drop the Raigo to pop the Kaido, and then we can also use Kami to get back Enel from the trash as well, as going 7 and 5 to face. Or we can clear page 1 on board. Well, Bonnie first. Oof. These are really, really good here. These are really good. Okay. And then we'll trash... Man, this sucks. I guess we have to get rid of the Enel. Okay. We get a Luffy. So I go this. No, let's attack first. Let's go 5 into page. Because we can't play a Nami here. We can't play a Luffy to pop it. So maybe he's not in any danger to guard out. Okay. Let's go ahead and get an L down on board. We'll go 7 lead. This will push him down to 2. Now he's in trouble. Because he needs to do a lot here just to remove the Enel and do damage to me. There's a Queen. Goes for the search. What could you possibly be looking for, though? Maybe a Kaido. A Kaido would be really, really good here. Not necessarily, though, because Enel can stay on board. Unless I trash the life. So he got the Kaido. Which is kind of terrifying. Alright, so we found the Kaido here. He has enough done to play it down and to get rid of my Enel on board. So we're basically forced to not do that at all. Cool. I'll take that. Instead, you play a 2k counter down. You lose a Dawn. You have 2 cards left in hand that are relevant at this point, and you're at 2 life. Considering Kaido has no counter. This we can safely do. You just trash Katakuri, heal up 1. Play Sabo down. I think he'll hold on to the Kaido. Okay, never mind. Fair. So Kaido and Queen go trash. And everything is immune to KOs here. I think we're still fine. Okay, so we'll go 5 first. Gives me a Sabo. We'll go 7 lead. My man's brave. We'll go 10 face. Let's put him to 0. Cool. We'll pass turn over. We have plenty of counter if he decides to go for game this turn. We've got technically 3 life left and a ridiculous amount of counter in hand here. I think we're chilling. This definitely was a longer game, but I mean, King is kind of a slower deck, so this is to be expected. I think he did have a good feel this matchup, you know? But using the leader ability in the early game really just sets this deck back quite far, especially into decks like Enel when you don't have the removal to remove some of my bigger bodies. I'll give you the Luffy here. I want to force him to use his Dawn if he's going to try to go for game this turn or not. Do we give him up a 2k here? I don't know if that's worth it. I mean, he does still have 4 attacks left, so just in case. He has to attach 5 Dawn to Queen to swing over for a 7k. You're just gonna go 6. Interesting. I mean, I could remove the blocker next turn, I guess. And then go for game that way. Go 6 with Sabo. Interesting. 9 left to play around with. I could draw 2. It's probably what I should do, but we're going to hold on to it. We can just play down, again, Raigo and then Kami to get the Enel and pop something on board for the following turn. I don't think it matters to draw 2, because we should just be able to win game next turn. So... okay, Rush Kaido. So I am now at 0 life, and good game. It was fun. It was pretty good. Like I said, I think he played well up until the point where he decided to activate leader ability on turn 1. I thought that was kind of silly. Or turn 2, sorry. Sure. Cool, Jewelry Bonnie. Good game, buddy. Well played. Interesting. I'm not going to hold you guys. Blackbeard is a very challenging leader for Enel to beat. And this is talking about, like, consistently. You have a very, very good chance to do so if you see the right pieces. And the only way that I've come across being able to do this a little bit more frequently than I think a lot of other Enel lists out there is because I'm using Kami in the 7-drop Enel. I think the 7-drop Enel is your key piece to winning this matchup a lot of the times. Especially if you guys are going aggro. And we don't, like I said, we don't play a lot of characters on board in the early game, so having that 7 cost that just innately has rush to force cards out of Teach's hand when they only run about 8 2k counters is very, very good. And we have a way of removing the blocker, which is Vasco Shot, right? With Luffy. So, I think this matchup is very, very good for us. If they don't see multiple Burgesses, and that's about it, because we can draw into the Raigo to pop the 10 cost Teach. So, being able to drop 10 cost Teach on top of a couple Burgesses that are already on board is just detrimental to you, because he turns off your leader ability, swings in for huge numbers back to back. But I think I have another way around them as well. I have to play around with another list I'm cooking up. There's another character in Skypiea that allows you to rest 4 cost characters, and then you can just go heavy into them with your Enel swing. So I'll showcase that somewhere on screen here. Power of editing is pretty good sometimes. Anyway, let's get back into this matchup, see what we can do here. Most Blackbeards that I play against, they typically like to just cancel out on plays in the early game. Some of them wait out until like the 5 Dawn phases and then start using the leader ability. I can't tell you which right or wrong. I feel like saving your leader ability until the 6 Dawn curve, the 5 Dawn curve, is the way to go. Not directly after your first turn, which I see a lot of Blackbeard players do. Our hand is absolutely trash, by the way. It's just very unfortunate that we are able to get 3 Kamis. We got 2 Raigos, which is fine, right? Raigo's really, really good here in this matchup because we can just remove the 10 cost Teach back to back. But if he's able to drop this 7 cost Enel into the trash, we can also bring that back later if need be. And I feel like that's another key to this matchup, being able to consistently recycle Enel or see multiple. A lot of our big bodies like Katakuri and Yamato, I just often slap on curve if I'm able to, regardless or not if my own plays are just negated. Nice, we get a body with Frankie. There's a jack. So now we can remove this, and playing another jack after this point is kind of irrelevant. We've got 3 Don left to play with here. I say we just swing, right? We go 5-5 and then 10. Also, you might be thinking about Shirahoshi in this matchup. Yeah, she's a great blocker, but she's irrelevant when 10 cost Teach is coming down on board, because he can just negate, you know, our blocker effects and can't block at all. So but we're gonna play her here anyway, just in case. What was that? Oh, finger gun. Okay, so we'll get Shirahoshi down, and maybe she'll buy us a turn or two here. Alright, so he has to have a Teach. He did just mill one with finger gun, which is nice. Does he have 10 cost or not? So that was the stage. He got himself a Von Augur here. Okay, so he trashes that, plays down Beerjus, 2 of them. Hey, yo, we just drew the ace in the game. That's it. Because we know he has a 10 cost Teach in hand. I'm not sure why he decided not to play it, but we'll pop this, get rid of the blocker. We've got 2 huge swings. He's got 2 cards in hand. Let's go 7 lead. This should be guaranteed because he has a 10 cost Teach. And then we just stack it on an Enel and go for game. Very well played. Yeah, he had Teach in hand. Crazy. Not sure why he did that, but okay. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. Diving into another one. Coming at you guys with Enel, playing into Shanks and OP09. Just off the back of beating Blackbeard here. Shanks is going to be another very, very strong leader, I think, for Enel. But I feel like Enel has the advantage here in this matchup, just due to our late game. And the amount of bodies that we can stick on board in the late game versus Shanks. I could be wrong, but I haven't found a Shanks deck, or I haven't had a difficult time with Shanks as Enel so far. That's not to say that Shanks isn't a great leader or a very, very scary deck to play against. I just feel like Enel is just... he has very good matchups into like a lot of stuff right now. Outside of Blackbeard, of course, right? Occasionally. Dofi can be pretty challenging too, of course. But I feel like we can hang on to that matchup sometimes. Let's go 8 lead. A lot of the times I feel like I am swinging for 8Ks with Enel on these turns because I'm not running with Gedetsu, which might throw a lot of people off. But I chose not to run Gedetsu here, and in place of Gedetsu I'm running the Monkey D. Luffy. Just for the on-play, you know? I'm gonna go 7 lead, that's fine. Whereas Gedetsu is that on-play, and then Luffy's the activate main, so... we probably should remove that Yasop if possible. But you know what? Let's just go heavy here. There's nothing else that we can do besides play down Shirahoshi. We could have played Luffy down, but I don't really necessarily need Luffy at this time. Getting 2 blockers down is pretty good for us here. He's at 8 Dawn. And it's possible if we played Luffy, he just plays Backman and kills it. Okay, so he's not to attack me. I'll take that. But he also didn't play anything, which is interesting. Maybe he's got a lot of late game pieces in hand here and counter. Yep. I didn't get the heal here, but we still were able to just remove the body on board, which I think is still a good thing. There's a Backman. Yeah, so he did have Backman. Which Shirahoshi can't activate, considering I just get trashed, you know? Very good effect. But it's alright, because we have an answer for this as well. I mean, we could Raigo him, right? Or we can play Katakuri down to put him on bottom of life. Let's go 9 lead first. He should make Enel of 4, maybe? No? Okay. We got 2 2Ks out of hand. It's pretty good. Let's go 5 lead. Okay. Rush Ace wouldn't be too bad. We just don't heal. If we Raigo this, what else do we play at this point? So I can't play Luffy after the Raigo, but it'd be what it'd be. Let's play Kami. Let's get the Enel. Let's go 7 lead. So we attacked 3 times, removed a body, and got an Enel on the field. And in 1 turn. I bet you he's also surprised. Cool. Goes on the 2 life. So now he's at 10. Well, he's been at 10, but I think he's going to have to play Shanks. Yep. 10 into 8, or 12 into 8. I think we have to save Yamato here. Goes up to 11, 12, 13. Okay, 3 Luffys. Let's go 7 lead. I think it should give me a 2k. Nice. You played it right. Let's just go heavy into Shanks here, actually. Let me math real quick. He's got 5 in hand. Let's just go for it. Let's just stack the book on Yamato and go in. It might seem a little bit overkill, but we aren't in danger of losing next turn, and we need to clear this off board. We'll pass it over. So what do you do here? Another Shanks. 5 cards left in hand. Weird, he chose not to attack. I guess in fear of retaliation again. But my Enel's going to be a 6k when he swings. Or a 5k, I guess, because he can Shanks ability it, or leader ability. I guess we'll just start here again. Let's go 6. Gives me the 2. I can't really do anything with that. Let's go 8 lead. Takes it. We'll go 5. Oops, my bad. That's my fault. That's okay. Go 10 here. Or 9. Math is hard sometimes. Put him on 0. Ooh, a Roger. Interesting. So I cannot block at all this turn. I have to take all of these hits otherwise I will lose. In case you guys know what Roger is, if I activate a blocker, if I or my opponent is at 0 life, they win the game. So I have to take all of these hits here. Why do you attack Enel? Oh, okay. That was an accident. Regardless, we definitely had the game here. We got the 0 cost event in life as well. We were chilling. Good game though, buddy. Well played. It was pretty good. Definitely pretty good. I didn't really feel like I was in danger at all this game. Crazy. Hopefully you guys are enjoying today's video, man. It's been a while since we actually sat down and played Enel on the channel. I feel like anytime I play this leader, it's never perceived very well. You know, and I think that's just because the nature of Enel. But, like Katakuri, Enel isn't necessarily played as much during the current metagame. Which, if you guys know me, I often play a lot of decks that aren't overly populated. Especially in the current meta. So being able to play Enel, Katakuri, some other decks that aren't at every single local event I go to is pretty fun. So doing something a little bit different here for a change is quite nice, you know? And you guys will be getting live content when it comes to Katakuri and Enel on the channel. I have some other videos and matches to post up here from our recent case tournament with Katakuri. And then next weekend, I'm looking to play a bunch of Enel games. It won't be this weekend coming up. Yep, that might be me. It won't be this weekend coming up because apparently we have a big anniversary event and I'm on the wait list, so sometimes it'd be what it'd be. Top knotted my Shirahoshi. I dislike you for that. That was a little mean. She did nothing to you. She's got 4 down open. I appreciate it, man. Thank you. It's so weird, like, to me, like, sometimes I'll go out in public places, you know, especially like card shops Or if I'm going to like Target or Walmart somewhere and I'm happen to be in the aisle where we're getting, you know, packs of cards and stuff, people recognize me, which I think is pretty cool, but I'm still not used to it, and I'm not even a huge content creator, at least in this space, I don't believe. I still think I'm okay, you know what I mean? There's a lot of content creators out there, there's a lot of very, very good creators to watch. I'm always just humbled, you know? It be what it be. Let's go 6 lead. Still can't believe you top nutted my Shirahoshi, man. That's just rude. We got another one, it's okay though. We'll get this 6 in, and we'll drop Luffy on board here. And hopefully he can stick for a turn. Because he's at 7 Dawn. This could be pretty scary, actually. If he has the right curve here. I know some Luffys actually run with the 7 cost Kid, which is interesting. But you can activate Luffy's ability each and every turn for the Kid, which is nice. Okay. So there's that. That was a good play, I like that. This Shirahoshi is pretty solid. I've seen a few lists that are running this, I think it's pretty good. Not attacking me, interesting. I mean, it's okay to leave me at 2 life, and I'm not going to complain, so. There's a 2k counter with Sanji. I mean, we can force the block with Shirahoshi here, which is fine. We can actually go 8k. And yes, we could have played Kami and just played Enel for 4, then stack the rest of the Dawn and went 10. It's going to be the same concept here. I kind of just want to save the event just in case he's able to pop it. Which he might be able to. We have quite the late game hand here too. So next turn is going to be pretty huge for us. Because we go up to 10 Dawn. If he decides to put us on 1 life, we have the ace potential. But we're also looking to face Gecko Moria here very soon. He's definitely going to need to play some blockers here. Kaido. Alright, interesting. There's no way you're going to try to body my Enel right now. You have to attach the Dawn to Luffy, I think. Just to get the +1. Oh, okay, never mind. Alright. Goes 10. I don't think we necessarily care about this. Like, we can just use our Enel ability to trash the life. Instead of getting rid of the cards in hand here, so... Actually, let's let it go. This might throw him off here. I guess, actually, you know what? Technically, we should have just saved it. Yeah, we should have saved it, because now we just lose a life. That's fine. It's okay. We'll go 5 here. So I'm guessing he assumed we had the Raigo, which is fair. But I don't think he would expect this. Let's bring back Enel, go 7 lead. This should be another damage in. Because it's pretty cheeky. Although I do think I made the misplay. I think we should have trashed the card on top of my life to keep the Enel on board. You know what I mean? We'd at least have... I guess it works out both ways. I don't know. It is what it is. We'll get rid of the Shirahoshi. Cool. Alright, so he's at 5. So there's Gecko Moria. Brings back Shirahoshi. Soldier. Alright. -4 cost for the Shirahoshi ability, which is very, very good. Okay, so we get another Enel. I could play Katakuri, bounce the Gecko Moria into bottom of life. That's something that we could do. Or, actually, you know what? Let's do 7 with the Enel, right? We'll play Katakuri, we'll bounce the Gecko to bottom, we'll play Shirahoshi down, I think that's probably going to be our best bet. Or we can just get down 10 cost ace, though. At least that'll push us up to 2. But this will get rid of Gecko Moria from attacking us entirely. This will just give us a Shirahoshi blocker if we swing with the ace. We'll pass it over. I think this was the right way to go. And the only reason why we were able to do that was because he played the Kaido down to minus the Dawn, right? Of course, he got 2 back with his ability, right? But he still lost 3 Dawn, which put him to 8 Dawn for the following turn, which is just enough to drop Gecko Moria without attaching Dawn to leader to boost things up +1. Therefore, Katakuri can reach and move Moria. Ooh, the top knot. I mean, we have another Enel in hand. We have Kami. I think we're chilling. I could let this go, which is probably better to do so, but let's be a little risky here. We have the ace. We have the Yamato. He can only attack me one more time this turn to put me on 0. So we'll probably go maybe 8k. Leave up 2 Dawn for events. Oh, he's going to go 9. Okay. I think we have to guard here. Okay. I can't pop Frankie and I can't pop Shirahoshi because they're +1. He does have the Dawn attached to Luffy, which is unfortunate for him, or for me. But we'll go 5 lead. Start poking here real quick. Okay, there's a Sanji. I should have swung 7. Math is hard sometimes. Okay. Now let's go 7, because we know this is a Moria here. We could potentially put him to 0 life unless he wants to guard, because he does have 2 blockers here. I'm not sure why he didn't guard with the Shirahoshi on the first one, but it's okay with me. Because there's no way this one hits. I think perhaps he got rid of the Frankie because he can bring it back with Moria, or he has another Moria in hand. Otherwise, I would think he would just block with Shirahoshi there. Let's get another Enel on board. Let's go 8k lead. This play here might have been a little greedy. It was probably better for me to just drop ace to heal and swing for 10k. Alright, so we put him on 0. We'll drop a Luffy on board and pass it over. What this means is he's forced to leave a Dawn on leader, just so we can't block the Shirahoshi and just go face with our Luffy. So he needs to have that 1 extra Dawn up. And he needs to have 1 Dawn for events as well. I think he can do that safely this turn. Perhaps he goes 9k with Gecko. Or sorry, he can't swing Gecko this turn, my bad. He goes 7k with Luffy maybe. Just to poke the 7 cost Enel. Yep, figured as much. Oh, that's fine. We'll just use our ability here. Oh snap, I forgot. It's if Luffy's on the board for either myself or my opponent. That's my bad. That's my bad. That's awkward. Yeah, that just happened. I don't think we throw the game or lose the game because of it, but sometimes reading helps quite a bit. Alright. He definitely has an event in hand. Let's go 5 lead the first. I don't think I want to waste attacks on Soldier here. He's got 5 cards left. Let's go 8. I should have swung 6, 7, and 8, but it's fine. If I can get these blockers out of the way first, that's totally okay with me. That's 2 2Ks. 3 cards left. So you can potentially go up to 9K here. We'll go 6. Want to make sure I try to correct my mistake. Because I should have swung with 6K Luffy first, then 7 Enel, then Katakuri. But we got the Shirahoshi out. Go 7 here. So there's the event. He minuses 2 Dawn. Right? Yep. There's that. We'll get rid of the Frankie. Nice. Now I could have actually used the Luffy ability there to pop the soldier and then drew an extra card. I don't necessarily think that's going to matter, but that's something I could have done. I need to start paying attention a little bit more there. Oops. Math ain't math, and that was a 9 to a 5. Crazy. I mean, I can't really pretend it didn't happen, but it was an accident. It is what it is. It's my bad. It happens to the best of us. What is he gonna do here? Because I don't think he can't go for game, right? There's no way he goes for game here unless he has Sanji in hand. If he's got a Sanji, he could play down with a rush. And then at least get me the 0. So I don't think he can actually kill me. Okay, 6th lead, 9 Dawn open. We'll guard out. Just in case there's another rush unit. Gecko Moria. Brings back Frankie. Yep. Sure. Frankie is so good. Got rid of Kaido. I think we're okay here, guys. Get Frankie off the draw. We'll go 5 with Enel. Okay, so I think we can play this a little bit slower, right? Yamato will get us healed. We go 5 with lead. We can save the Dawn for Luffy. He has to give me cards from hand here. So 2K for Maria. We go 7. This will force the event. I guess we could have went 10K or 8K with Katakuri or Ace, and that would have forced an event as well. But he gave me the Gum Gum Giant, so it pushes him up to 9 this turn. So that tells me his hand is absolutely nothing left. There's nothing left in his hand here. Can he counter this one? Good game, buddy. Well played. I do hope you enjoyed this one. It's always fun actually playing against someone that watches your content, because you never know what to expect. Nice. Good game, man. Well played. I always feel like this matchup is very, very scary for Enel, considering how fast Luffy can ramp and get big bodies on board. He played it really, really well. I won't be able to do another one, buddy. I'm sorry, man. I gotta do some editing. Gotta do some YouTuber stuff. But hopefully, if you do end up watching this video, it was very fun playing against you, and we might be able to play against you again sometime in the future. Alright, let's go to the next one, boys and girls. See you on a split second. I'm going to try to finish off today's video with a bunch of Blackbeard games, if possible, considering I feel like this is going to be one of your more difficult decks to play into as Enel. I don't know, a lot of people are going to question this matchup of how do you survive this format with Blackbeard or what have you, or why would you play Enel into Blackbeard, etc., etc. Regardless of this matchup or not, whether it's difficult, whether it's easy for you, vice versa, everyone's going to have different experiences. I still think, and I know you guys do, Enel is still a very, very strong leader. So, who's to say that we can't have good matchups into Blackbeard, or at least potentially win the game? Either way, though, your boy got down 2 searchers. So this is probably going to be a rough one. He got himself Burgess very early. That's his 3rd search. Goodness. He's rolling right now. Unfortunately, I still think going 8k into face was the correct thing to do, but still, he's able to get off 3 searches this turn, which might set us back quite a ways. Because just having the Burgess in the early game with all the searches here is pretty detrimental. So we'll clear one of these guys, because we have to remove at least 1 search off the field. And then I'll just drop Luffy down, just in case he's able to survive, and then we can go ahead and pop the other one later if need be. He's at 6 Dawn. He searches again. So we got the stage here as well. So in 2 turns... Yeah, in 2 turns he's searched 5 times. Like, collectively, of course, because there's a stage search. And he's running Tempest Kick, I'm guessing for the mirror match when it comes to Blackbeard, which is interesting. I like it. Definitely like it. Yep. Was that a finger gun? Yeah, finger gun. Let's go 5 here. Sorry if you guys can hear a dog outside, man. I don't know what's up with the neighbors sometimes. Let's go 7 lead. It's like 11 o'clock almost. Well, 10:30, but whatever. That is the 3rd Sky Slicer we've seen. There's 1. There's 2. Here we go, boys. We are in trouble. Shockwave. Very interesting list. But it seems this man has gotten the nut draw, if you will. He's got both Burgesses. He's searched a ridiculous amount of times already. We're only on turn 5. His big boys are 8Ks right now. Okay. We'll go 7. There should be a damage here. We'll drop another and now we'll go 7 again. Okay. 3 cards left. One of them is going to be a Blackbeard 10 cost. His Burgesses are both swinging in at 9k base. And then now he basically stops my own plays here. I think he just had a very, very strong early game, and I was not able to keep up with the momentum here, with the amount of searches that he had. It doesn't look like it's over, but he's definitely in the winning position here. I want to keep these on board as much as possible because we're going to need them. He only has 1 blocker up. So we get rid of the Frankie, which is unfortunate. He does it again. He does attack the same one here. So we are going to have to counter out if we want to let this stay alive. Okay, so he goes 5 lead. Yep. We have to take it. I mean, not bad. Not bad. I guess it really depends what he has in hand here. Come on, what do you do? Okay, so we had a 2k counter. Unfortunately, we were not able to pick up the W here. We were able to put him on 0 life. But if he does have another Blackbeard, I think we just lose. Well, I guess even without the Blackbeard, right? Okay, there he is. Takes off her leader ability. What's the last life? Was Yamato. Well, you win some, you lose some. Good game, buddy. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we'll probably play maybe one more round after this one, and we'll dive back into the deck list. Unfortunately, last game, Teach saw a ridiculous amount of searches in the early stages, which did hurt me quite a bit. He was able to get a lot of cards in hand and find the pieces that he needed to get 2 Burgesses down to pressure me, which did suck. You know, there's not much else I was going to be able to do there. He got the nut draw, if you will, and sometimes it's like that, you know, and that's for any deck, but more so, I feel like that's more possible with things like Bonnie and Teach, being able to just search consistently to find the pieces you need. Among every other deck, I think Teach and Bonnie probably search the most right now. That's besides the point. Anyway, we'll dive into this matchup here, and we'll probably do one more after this and see what we can do. We are playing against another Blackbeard, so hopefully we can redeem ourselves if my opponent decides to take a turn today. Alright. I guess he's deciding to use his leader ability already. Gets down a searcher. Interesting. That's a really weird card to throw away, I think, with Teach. And I've also run into some Blackbeard players who do this. I don't know if it's just they feel the cards in hand are a little bit more valuable. Obviously, I don't know what he has in hand, but the search allows you to feel your trash up for Burgess for later. So, strange. He did get himself a 10 cost, so that's pretty good. Let's run 2k into the searcher, just in case he decides to counter out here. And if he does, he has to give me a 2k counter. Okay, so we got that out of the way. We go 7 lead. We go to 5 Dawn next turn. So depending on what we draw, we can probably just play down Luffy and then have that save for later. I'm going to try to pressure him as quickly as possible by getting a little bit of bodies on board. And following that into an Enel turn and just keep going face. He didn't find a Burgess off the search, so having the 10 cost Blackbeard just gives us a little bit of pressure. Because I want to get him down to like 2 to 3 life sooner rather than later, you know what I mean? Before he's able to drop 10 cost each on board. Okay, here's Doc. Immediately just pops Flampe. Okay. I don't know if that's the play, but alright. Because that just gives me an ability to tack into him if I wanted to. I think we'll pass on that, just because we don't want to give him extra cards. There's the search. Got himself another searcher. He trashed the stage with that too, that's interesting. I think personally I might have taken the stage over the 1 cost searcher there. And we'll have to take this hit, unfortunately. He trashes another stage. Alright, Blackbeard. We got a Yamato off that. Not ideal, but it works out. So he's got 4 cards in hand. The 5th one is 10 cost Teach. I'm going to ignore Doc for the time being. We'll go 5 lead, and then I'll play down Luffy after this. We could play Kami and just get Enel on board, but we'd have to burn that extra life there. Alright. I'm not sure why you played Stronger down. What just happened? He played the 2k to trash the 2k. He didn't give Luffy the minus effect at all, which he would have been down to a 3. I don't know why he did that. Maybe just to cycle draw, but you lose 1 to gain 1 without giving the minus effect. That's a little strange. And then you play a Shiryu. For what? Okay. 7 lead? Interesting. Get a Katakuri. Technically, he's still in the lead, right? Because we are at 1 life, he's at 4. We know he has 10 cost each, so. We're at 1. I think we'll go 5, then we'll go 6, and pop the Luffy to kill the 2k counter on board. He gives me Von Augur. Interesting. I don't want him cycling or drawing cards. We'll get down a... Actually, yeah, we can just play Enel here. I figure it was better just to do it this way instead of going 10k to face. We can save the Kami for later. That's 3 stages in the trash too, by the way. Because he could still jack Ice Age here. Never mind. So it's a 7k body. Into another one, maybe? I hope not, but maybe. Because I won't be able to kill him next turn. Unless we draw another Enel. If we draw another Enel, we might be able to do it. Yeah, we definitely can do it then. Because he only has 2 cards in hand that potentially have counter to him. There's no point to guarding this out either. We actually got an Enel off the trigger, so that is huge. Trashing Katakuri or Yamato is fine here. Three 10-cost teaches. Alright. It be what it be. We had the Amaru in life too. That was pretty crazy. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, this will be the last game for the day. After this, we'll dive back into the deck list. And then we'll get into some more stuff here on the channel, as we normally do. I do have some other Katakuri games that need to be uploaded to show off to you guys. We had some good matches over at Gaming Giants for our case tournament. It was a lot of fun. And then potentially you guys will see some Enel content coming to the channel very, very soon when it comes to the local scene. I also want to play around with Bello Betty, because my buddy ended up giving me a Bello Betty leader alt art, so I'm pretty excited for that one. So I got some content for her coming to the channel very, very soon. We're going to do some deck profiles and probably some local stuff, maybe on Bello, but definitely deck profiles. That'll come up here very, very soon as well. Anyways, let's dive back into this matchup with Enel into Blackbeard, and hopefully we can redeem ourselves. Because that previous, not the one we did recently, but the matchup before that one, where they were able to just get the double Burgesses and like the ridiculous amount of searches off in the early game, that just really felt bad to play into. And sometimes it'd be like that, but often not. He got the nut draw, and it be what it be. Let's get down a Fompe, take the lives here. We get a Beji and a 0-cost event off the top. So you know what? I'm not going to complain, because it wasn't on the bottom. We'll go 5 into Dock. We'll get rid of this. Then we'll play Luffy on board. We'll pass turnover. I think the choice was to get rid of Dock there, just because he had the minus effect with Von Augur for 3, and Dock can pop a lot of other characters on board at that point. There's a Jack, which we don't have a removal tool for, so that is a problem. He got rid of Luffy anyway. We get Kami off that. You know what? Let's just go 15k on Jack and call it a day. I doubt he has enough counter to protect it, because he needs 8k here. Yes, sir. Alright. That was scary, though. He actually found Jack on curve. Should we guard out here? Yeah, sure, why not? I'll give you a Frankie. So I'm only going to be able to take one of these hits. I don't want to take both. Dot Q. Vasco shot. Sure. This is where he plays down Burgess and then goes 6k with lead. Hits leader ability and passes. Calling it now. Okay, never mind. Interesting. And then doesn't swing. Okay. I mean, as bad as my hand here is, him not swinging, I appreciate it. I'll take that. He takes a 5k. Alright. Let's play ace down and pass it up. Oh, I see. Yeah, that makes sense. He didn't activate leader ability either. Perhaps he didn't think I would just play down ace if I had it. I mean, I still can't rush with it, so there's that. Go 6. That's fine. There's an Enel. Alright, so far we're in business. We've got 2 commies in hand, an Enel. We have a way to put out another body next turn and swing for potentially 10k, 10k, 7. Nullify, yep. This is where he starts discarding cards for leader ability. Yes, sir. That's my 3rd commie that we've drawn into, which is nuts. I think it's better to play down the Russian now instead, because now we have 2 10k swings, but we'll just go 10k with this one, and we won't attack with ace here. Von Auger's probably the better option. Yep. I could have ran ace. Actually, I couldn't, because he stopped the attack. Never mind. If not, we would have ran the ace into the Von Auger there and made him make a choice when it comes to swinging with Teach or not swinging for the following turn. Unfortunately, we have a lot of cards in hand versus his 3 right now, or his 4, but we just have too many commies right now to make a really good play. Unless he tries to go for... Never mind, he actually did remove it. Joke's on you, though. Joke is on you. There's a Moncherie. I love it. He's probably going to use her ability. Got himself a 2k counter back from the trash. Goes 5 lead. Three Dawn open. Okay, so he trashes Finger Pistol, so no on plays. We'll bring back the Enel from trash, but I think we probably should attack first, though. I'm not really necessarily scared of any triggers, but I think it's just a better bet just to attack first. Because no matter what, he has a 12k blocker on board, so he's going to block one of these hits. It might be better just to try to clear Auger on board, like realistically. Yeah, we need to keep up 4 Dawn here. We'll go for Auger. Can I have it? Thank you. Joke's on you, though. I don't think there's a point of attacking into him with ace right now. He'll just guard out and then swing into ace next turn. This way we can get the Enel on board and we can just swing for 7, and then he's forced to block with Teach or take the damage. Nice. Let's go 10k here. He's going to block, so I can't do that. Never mind. Alright, so far so good. Unless he has another 10 cost. Von Auger. There's the Burgess. So that was stage, which I think Burgess might be a little too late here. -3 probably on Enel. Yep. So Sherry gets back another 2k from the trash again. Goes 5 with lead here. Yo, can we stop? Goodness. Okay. I'll trash a commie. And then we have to get rid of something else for our leader ability here. I'm thinking about Amaru. But if we got rid of Amaru and he played down the Vasco shot here, we'd get cooked. 12 and the 7. We have to let this go. I'm not really necessarily worried about it because we just bring it back with Kami. He's got 4 cards in hand. One of them is a 2k counter. Do we have the potential to go for game here? Or do we play it safe? I think we have to Raigo the Teach and then Kami to get back the Enel. I think that's going to be our best play. We could clear the Sherry on board, but I'd rather go face here. We have to put pressure here. Yep. Okay. We'll play down another Enel. We'll go 7 lead again. Okay, so that's his whole hand. If he doesn't have a 10 cost Teach here, we're chilling. We are chilling. We'll get rid of Shirahoshi. Actually, you know what? We might be good, regardless if he had one or not. It turns out for our leader ability, sure. But that would only be 9k each with Burgess, and then 5k with lead. We can take the first 9k swing, then we have to guard out a 5 and a 9, which isn't that difficult with our hand here. So I think we'd be okay. If he did have 10 cost each. So he got himself a Von Augur from trash. Interesting. Not sure why he decided to do that. Goes 8k into Enel. I definitely need him on board. We'll guard out. Goes 9k into Enel. He's got 8 Don open. So he could run Doctor into me for 8k if I decide to use this ability to keep Enel on board. Maybe I don't need him, but I think we do. Yeah, that might have been a weird play to get rid of 2 0 cost events, but who's to say he doesn't drop a Vasco shot here just to chill? Oh, never mind. Well played, man. That was a good game. Very, very spooky, but good game. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome into the end of the video. I do hope you guys enjoyed this one. This was a lot of fun for me to sit down and play with the leader, in which we typically don't do on the channel. And I know Enel isn't everyone's cup of tea. Some people very much hate this leader because they think he's broken. His passive is quite strong, but he is here to stay in the current metagame. I don't think there will be a meta that you don't see Enel. Although in OP09, he does fall off when it comes to popularity and played versus a lot of other decks here in today's format. That does not mean he is a bad leader by any means necessary, and I'm enjoying him. Him and Katakuri are probably my favorite 2 leaders right now to play in the game of One Piece. I do hope you guys understand. I love to play decks that are off meta, but I also love to play decks that are on meta. But I'm typically not going to hit you guys with like Lucci content or like spamming Doflamingo content. You know what I mean? I like to play decks that we don't see all too much at your local scene or just in general. Enel himself, though, he will be gaining new tools coming up very, very soon with that new 10-drop ace. Or sorry, 10-drop Enel. It's going to be very, very strong, and I think this leader's going to burst in popularity at that point. But for the time being, I'm having a lot of fun playing this leader into Blackbeard and into today's current metagame. I've had a lot of success with Enel into Blackbeard. I do think the 7-cost Enel with Kami really helps you win that matchup. Just being able to get a 7-cost Enel on board that's a sticky card, and you can have multiple of these a turn to do swings. If you're able to drop 2 of these on your 8 Dawn turn and you already have 1 on board from the previous turn, this could be pretty terrifying because you have 3 7k swings swinging in on you with a 5k with your leader, which is pretty spooky. Now, there are some changes to this list that you can integrate if you want to, like the Jewelry Bonnie into like Gedetsu or Onami into Nami. I do miss my Gedetsus here, and I find that this card is very strong if your local scene consists of a lot of Doflamingos. This allows you to stall out Dofi by not attacking them at all and just working on trying to clear board with your Gedetsus, with your Namis. Not Onami, but Nami. Both of these will work, but you know what I mean? Just this is able to be played from hand to pop a character on board. This, your opponent has to attack you, and then you have to hope you have it. Both of them are situational, but both of these cards also help you out in that matchup along with Luffy into Blue Doflamingo. Now, like I said, I do miss having Gedetsu here personally, and I think I might add in 2 more copies of Gedetsu by taking out the Amaru. In all of my testing when it comes to playing Enel as of late, with a list like this, when I include both my 7-drop Enel and the Kami, I haven't had very much success running Amaru. And I know Amaru is very, very good just to have in that last life spot, but I might drop this in favor of just adding 2 Gedetsus into the mix, just so I have a chance of popping characters on your opponent's side of the board, like the Weevils and the Jinbeis. He really does help out for that regard. And sometimes you can mulligan for the Gedetsu in that matchup. Again, just something I'm thinking about doing. I might even go something like 3 0 cost events and then 3 Gedetsus. But just in general, this has been some of my lists that I've been cooking up when it comes to Enel. Give them a try. Let me know your thoughts and your opinions down in the comments below. Let me know if you guys are still running Enel. Let me know what your hardest matchup is in today's format and how you overcome it. This has been Pawseplays. Hopefully you guys smash that like button. Make sure to subscribe for your content when it comes to all things One Piece here on the channel. And we'll catch you guys at locals and or the next one. Stay safe out there. I'll see y'all later.